Hey there, it's Lowell Wild Jr. Today we're going to be doing the third part in our series of how to make a first impression, and you only get one chance to make a first impression, which if we're on our third part of the series, you actually have more than one chance to make a first impression. This week we're going to be talking about websites, and if you're not attuned to what's going on in today's world, websites are really important. 78% of people will visit your website before deciding to come to you as their physician. Therefore, your website better be fresh, clean, new, up to date, and be pertinent to what people are looking for when they're going to be visiting your website. This is our website, the Wild Foot and Ankle website, which we did a complete redesign a couple of years ago, and we continue to make changes to it to make it look better. And this is our Fabby event website, which hopefully you've either visited or you're going to visit. In any case, I hope you enjoy the third part of how to make a first impression and make sure that you're making the best impression to your patients as possible.
Today is our third episode in the series of making a first impression. 2 weeks ago, we talked about answering your phones better. And last week, we talked about people entering your building, entering your office, and getting to the front desk for the first time, and how important those first impressions are. Today, I want to talk about first impressions through your online position and your website and your online profile. Today, when people are looking for a doctor, 78% of them will go online to check out the doctor. Check out their website, check on their online profile, whether it be Yelp or Google or other sites that rank and rate doctors. So let's first talk about website, because many times the first impression that anybody has of your business whatsoever is your website. They've searched the website, they've heard about you from somebody else, and they go online to search and see what is going on with this practice, where are they located, let me find some information about them. Many of us have developed websites over the years, and unfortunately, many of us have let them just sit as they were developed many years ago and haven't done anything new or fresh to them. Well, let's first talk about, if you don't have a website, you need to have a website. It's a basic need for doing business in 2020. If you do have a website, what does your website look like? Does it speak to your audience? Does it speak to your customer? Does it speak to your patients in a way that represents who you are and who your practice is? So let me talk about Wild Foot and Ankle Institute for a minute. We've gone through many iterations of websites. And 2.5 years ago, I did a whole redevelopment of our website. And that served us well for the ensuing couple of years. But then a year ago, I really started to look at where our website was. Did it represent where we were today and going forward? And the answer was no, it was not. So I went out and I looked at different website companies and looked for somebody who could really serve the way we wanted to position ourselves on our website. And we did a redevelopment of our website completely. We've actually launched it only a couple of weeks ago. If you want to go check it out, I encourage you to do so. You can see some of the things that we've done on our website. We've made it very easy to use on mobile devices, which is super important. If your website isn't available for mobile app, it needs to be, because most people now are looking at websites through mobile applications on their phone, on their iPads, and things like that. Do you have videos? People like to see videos. Videos in Google match really well together, so your rankings will go up if you've got good, concise videos that talk about your services, talk about your organization and your doctors and things like that. Make sure that it is easy to search on your website. Google looks at that. And there's certain things that good website developers, people who understand medicine and all those kinds of things, will be able to put into your website so that your rankings go up and up and up. Also, for many of you, you have websites, and if you go to some pages that says coming soon, well, it's been coming soon for years. So why would you have a page that says coming soon when people land on it, they don't really see the information? And how fresh is your information? Are your pictures fresh? Are your colors fresh? Are people represented on your website no longer a part of your organization? You've got to keep your website fresh, new, and clean. And really importantly, your website has to have call to action, meaning it's got to have something on it that makes patients want to contact you, call you, and there should be multiple ways for that to happen on your website. And if you're not doing that, you should really, really look into it. Because when people are looking for that first impression, your website is often that. You also need to look at your reviews and making sure that your reviews are good. You can't control bad reviews, but you can control good reviews. What I mean by that is when you've got happy patients who love you, who love your team, who have loved an outcome, ask them to review you. Tell them how important it is for them to review you. Because the more good reviews you get will offset the bad reviews that will inevitably come and often aren't your problem and haven't been your fault. But unhappy people will leave unhappy reviews, and it's very difficult to get those off. So you need to have a lot of good reviews to make sure that those negative reviews that may come are not important. So when we talk about first impressions, right, we've talked about the phones, we've talked about them walking into your office. But one of the most important first impressions in today's environment is your online profile, and in particular, your website. So take a look at your website and see if it is up to snuff for what you want to portray. Have a great week.
I hope you enjoyed our third installment of how to make a good impression. Websites are so important, and you should really pay attention to make sure that yours is doing what you want it to do. We are now closing in on our 9th annual event. It's coming up April 22nd, 23rd, and 24th. We've already got a ton of people registered, and if you have been to one of our events in the past, you know how different it is. You know how special it is. You know how it takes you and your business into thought process and to a next level that you didn't dream possible. If you haven't been, you've got to try it. Our events are different than webinars or anything that you've been doing for the last couple of years. And in fact, when we had in-person events, people said they were the best they've ever attended. With our virtual events, we're getting some of the same feedback. So make sure that you're going to join us April 22nd, 23rd, 24th, and register now. You don't want to miss it, and you want to be there for every moment of the event. We look forward to seeing you, and make sure that you register before time gets too behind you. Have a great week.